Hey everyone, this is Arya Mami, and today we're going to talk about one of the most talked about fragrances of recent years, Jean-Paul Gaultier's Male Elixir. Since I first started collecting fragrances, I have been guilty of buying into hype quite a few times. The first major time was watching this video about downhill icon racing, and the guy who was making the video was making it a big deal. He was saying that this is a great scent, and everyone needs to have that. And I thought to myself, well, I need to have that. And I also remember how not super impressed I was when I first sprayed it on myself and I smelled it. It didn't smell bad, but it just wasn't mind blowing like the way this guy was talking about it. And that wasn't the only time. I fell into this trap quite a few times, and I thought I've learned my lesson until buying this one without smelling it first. We're going to talk about that in this video. So fast forward a few years, Male Elixir from Jean-Paul Gaultier came out, and everybody was talking about it. Everybody was saying how great it smelled, how it was the best release of the line, how it was the best release of the year. So again, I was like, I need to have that one. And again, I bought it. I bought it without smelling it first. And I think you guess what happened next. I tried it. I saw all this hype about it on the internet, and I did not like it. I won't tell you why. So this is one of those fragrances that even if you are not into fragrances all that much, you might have still heard people talk about it or smelled it somewhere. It's a heavily hyped fragrance, and it's extremely popular, and that's for a good reason. Almost everybody likes this smell. The bottle looks pretty sick. I really like the bottle design. It performs like a beast, I mean a beast, and it has a reasonable price compared to a lot of the other fragrances that you can get for $100 plus, and you don't really get the quality that you expect from them. But is it worth the hype? Maybe for like 99% of the people, but believe it or not, I'm not one of those 99. It just doesn't work for me at all. I've had it for a while now, for more than a year, and I'm not kidding if I tell you I've sprayed it on maybe like 3 or 4 times, like actually like worn it maybe 3 or 4 times when I'm going outside, not in this season, but when it's cold outside. And it just doesn't work for me at all. It just not for me. So when you first look at the bottle, you get that iconic Jean-Paul Gaultier design with the stuff going on down there. But this time it comes dressed up in a striking gold and black design with kind of like a dark red color scheme with the glass part. It's pretty bold and flashy, and it gives a very cool vibe. It stands out on your dresser. I think out of all the Jean-Paul Gaultiers that I have, this one is the best looking design, bottle design out of the bunch. And maybe one of the best best looking bottle designs ever, you know? It's just so unique and cool, and I like it. And when it comes to the atomizer, I mean, I can only say good things about the atomizer. It's a pressurized atomizer. You can control how much volume you want out of this fragrance, and it's really high quality. So no complaints about the atomizer, no complaints about the bottle design. It definitely gets a 10 out of 10. But how does it smell? If you haven't tried it already, which I think many of you have, it starts kind of fresh with lavender and mint, giving it quick like burst of freshness and coolness. But even from the start, you'll quickly notice what kind of warm and super sweet scent profile it has. Within a few minutes, it starts to shift into a sweet, super rich, sweet, and almost seductive kind of a scent profile. And it's because of the prominent notes that it has. The vanilla, the honey, the tonka bean, even tobacco, they all make up this very sweet and rich profile. The tobacco is kind of not that prominent there. You need to look for it to pick it up, but the vanilla, honey, and tonka bean, they're really prominent. And they give it this very deep, very sweet scent profile, basically. And so with these types of notes, what you get here is a really warm and creamy type of a scent that's extremely sweet. And I think for that reason, a lot of people like that, because like sweet fragrances are kind of like popular these days. And I think for that very same reason, I don't like it. It's just so sweet that when I smell it, when I put like 2 to 3 sprays on, even 2 to 3 sprays, the sweetness, especially in the beginning, in the opening, the first couple of hours, it honestly gives me a headache. For me, it becomes like headache inducing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it smells bad. It actually smells very pleasant. There's a reason why this is so popular, but to my nose, and maybe people do not like me saying this, to my nose, it's just a chaotic type of sweetness. It's very linear. It doesn't It doesn't evolve over time all that much. Yeah, you get the transition from the top note to the bottom note, but it doesn't evolve all that much. It starts sweet, stays sweet. It's just like sweetness overall. And for me, if I do more than 2 to 3 sprays, it really gives me a headache. I just like tested, like, let me just do it again. Like, it smells really good, but like even here, if I just like stay too long, I start getting a headache for whatever reason. I don't know what that is. It's just like not for me. And I think for this reason, it's one of the perfect examples of how fragrances are so subjective. For a fragrance that I haven't seen anybody not liking this scent. Every time somebody tries this scent and I see them in person, they always say, "Oh, it smells really good." But it tells you how subjective they are. Like for a scent profile that works for almost everybody and anybody out there, it just doesn't work for me. To the point that like I said, I just get a headache, and I have to go very easy. Like even those like 3 or 4 times that I wore it, I had to go very, very easy on the sprays because it just didn't make me feel good. But when it comes to performance, this thing is a little beast. It's really strong. I think it's probably one of the strongest scents that I have in my collection. And when you spray it, it just doesn't go anywhere. It's an extrait de parfum concentration, so that's what you expect from it. But you're getting, with the great performance that it has, you're also getting some serious longevity and projection. It's just really good. When you spray it, you should expect it to last all day. On your skin, it can easily last for 10 to 12 hours, very easily. If you spray it on your clothes, it's going to last for days. Like it just doesn't go anywhere until you want to like wash your clothes or something. It's just like on your clothes, it's going to like stay forever basically. The projection is also very strong, especially in the first few hours. The first 2 to 3 hours is like really strong. So you can expect it to fill the whole room. So that is why, again, I would not recommend using more than 2 to 3 sprays of this thing because it can easily become very overpowering and just like not pleasant to the people around you. It fills the whole room. So 2 to 3 sprays is the max I would go with this one. And trust me, it's so strong that if you do anything more than 2 to 3 sprays, it just not a pleasant experience. Especially like maybe it's just elevated for me because I have that headache situation, and when I spray this thing, like it's just like so sweet and so chaotic that it just gives me a headache. But you gotta be careful with how many sprays you put on. It's just that type of a scent. There was this one time, I mean, the first time that I was wearing this scent, it was during winter time, so I thought, oh, I'll be safe, and I did quite a few sprays. I think like five or 6, and like I was at a restaurant, and trust me, it was so strong even for me. I don't know about the others that were there, but even for me, it was so strong that I had to go to the bathroom and try to wash it off from my skin. And it wasn't coming off. So I usually do a couple of sprays on my skin, a couple of sprays on my clothes. That's how I usually wear my fragrances. And with this one, I pretty much had to go wash it off because it was just powerful. The people that were there, they were nice enough to not tell me anything. They just said, "Oh, you smell nice," but yeah, I think some of them were happy that I made the decision to go and wash this thing off because I was just not careful with how many sprays I put it on. In terms of the overall performance, there's no complaints. This thing is a beast. Again, I give it a 10 out of 10, no doubt. I personally like strong fragrances, as I've said before, and this is the kind of performance that I expect and I want in a fragrance. So really great performance, no complaints there. As for the age group and who this scent is suitable for, because of the kind of sweetness that you get from this scent and the kind of scent profile that it has, it's tailored towards younger guys. I wouldn't recommend it for like a Father's Day gift or something like that. I mean, you do you can do whatever you want, but for like dads and just like people on the older side, this thing, I don't think it works for them. But I guarantee you that if you wear this thing like at the right time, in the right environment, you'll get lots of compliments. This is the type of scent that people gravitate towards. People will ask you about it, it might start some conversations. I guarantee you that you are going to get noticed. I think it's especially because of that sweet profile. And because of that profile, I think it works really good for teenagers, just guys in their early 20s. Again, if you enjoy this scent, just wear it, like who cares? But just in terms of like technical stuff, I think it's just tailored towards younger guys, especially people who want to be in a crowd, like people who want to get noticed in a crowd. This type of scent really works. As for the occasions, this is a cold weather scent, and I mean cold weather scent, like evening time. Thing like nights out, dates, clubs, anytime you want to leave an impression or get noticed. Avoid it at all costs in heat, and like during daytime wear, it just doesn't work. It's too rich and too powerful for that. Just don't grab this bottle in the summer. I was at the gym 2 days ago. That's actually one of the reasons I started recording this video, because this guy at the gym, it was like the environment of the gym was also like pretty hot, and this guy was wearing it at the gym, and it was not a pleasant experience. It was just like the bubble, it was just so strong, and when you're like sweating and working out and just like it's hot inside, and you get a whiff of this thing, it's just like you just want a breath of fresh air. So don't do that. Just like wait for the cold season to come and just like wear it in the cold season and you'll be fine. Okay, so final thoughts. Is this worth buying, and is it worth the hype? I would say it depends on who you ask. It is absolutely worth it if you're a younger guy who loves sweet, warm fragrances and somebody who wants to stand out in the crowd, get noticed, get compliments. This really works. The performance is amazing, the bottle design is cool, the scent profile is actually like pretty pleasant. If you go like easy on the trigger with like the number of sprays that you use, now it's a very pleasant scent profile for the majority of people. But for me, I don't know how many of you out there share the same experiences as me, but for me, it's just a synthetic overdose of sweet notes. It just creates a chaotic experience, especially in the beginning. It's just like you're blasted with a lot of sweet and just like synthetic notes. But for the dry down, I mean, the dry down gets like much more pleasant. But still, although all these things, all the nice things that I say about this fragrance, for me, it's headache inducing. The 2 sprays that I just like did right now recording this video, again, I'm starting to get a headache. Maybe I'm just like, maybe there's something inside this fragrance that I'm sensitive to. I don't know, maybe that's the case. But yeah, it just doesn't work for me. You know, it might sound strange to a lot of people that love this scent, but again, like I said before, it goes back to the whole subjectivity of fragrances. They are very subjective. A fragrance that is loved by almost everybody, I just don't like it. And I'm pretty sure I have fragrances that I enjoy very much that maybe some other people might find it weird. But I think overall, it just comes back to us being honest about sharing our experiences, not overhyping things. It's easy to go with the crowd and say that since everybody likes this scent, I like it too. That's the easiest thing to do, but I'm not gonna do that. That's actually one of the reasons I started this channel. I just want to share my honest feedback about the different scents that I tried, the different fragrances that I tried. So maybe people do not buy into the whole hype thing. I actually tried these scents before buying them. So if I could go back in time, I would have tried this first, sampled it first, and then bought it, not bought into the hype. But that was the last time that I bought a scent without smelling it first, and that is going to be the last time. I'm just not gonna do it again. So that was it from me. I know like there's like a million videos on the internet talking about this scent, and I think I haven't seen any of the videos that talking about this scent the way that I did. Almost everybody says this is just great. And again, in terms of the quality, like the technical aspects of releasing a fragrance, this is a very solid release. Don't get me wrong, like this is a well-made fragrance. It's just like in terms of technical specs, it's like it has everything it needs. But in terms of the experiences that I, or maybe somebody else like me, gets from bearing this scent, I just think it's a synthetic overdose of sweet notes, and it just doesn't work for me. So that was it from me. I'm really curious to know what you think about this scent, and if you share any of the same experiences as I did, or if you are on the other side of the aisle, if you are one of those people that think this is like one of the most pleasant smelling fragrances of all time. So yeah, I'm curious to know your thoughts. Please share them with me, and that was it from me. I'll see you in the next one.